Hi, I'm Damian Riadhope, and I am an axiological atheist. Bible God, this being, if real, would be an unintelligent and immoral designer. Let me explain. If a supernatural being, like the Bible God, is the designer of all life, did he create life right? In other words, did he do it well? Did he do it good? God has life killing and eating other life. This is true from the micro to the macro, from the small to the large. God is responsible for the killing of all. How do you explain away all the bacteria or cancers? Or how then do you even explain getting a cold or a virus? What is the reason for this? And the sicknesses and the deformities, things eating on us eating on things. Is this a good design? Something is literally at all times trying to eat you alive. You and most of it are alive from eating off of other things. Why would anyone see that as an intelligent or a moral design? Couldn't there be a design that was more intelligent and more moral, that didn't require the death or decay and destruction of things? If you had all possibilities available, could we not, as humans even, come up with a more intelligent and moral design? A believer may try to explain this by saying the food chain starts after man's fall of eating from the tree of good and evil. Of course, as you would imagine, I reject this as a complete sidestepping of reality. It is man's fault that the corrupted God created such a plan to begin with. To me, this is not a good God, not a moral God, and not an intelligent designer. For it is God that put the tree there, God that made the beings, God that made it this way. Is this responsible? Is this a good justification to just say that it's man's fault? Or, as I see it, is this not just a smokescreen of religious lies? It is the same God, right, who put the tree in the garden to make it so everything went bad in the first place. Solution of a good God would be to never put the tree there. If Adam and Eve, let's believe, did not eat of the tree of knowledge, remember, it's a catch-22, because then somebody at some time would have ate of the tree. And even if it was 1,000 years later, it still would have happened. And so really it was set up to fail. There was no hope to not, because once someone ate of it, then everyone was then blamed for original sin of that one being that eats of it. So it's really just a matter of time, all part of God's immoral plan. So it's not if someone would eat the tree, it is simply a matter of when someone would eat the tree. And only an immoral God would set up such a plan. And certainly not a moral or intelligent designer, unless the intelligent design was to create something immoral. In God's unintelligent, then, and immoral design, it only takes that one human failure to hurt all of humanity forever. Let that sink in. The odds are thus against humanity from the beginning. It is part of God's imperfect, immoral design. So it is God's flaw and not man. It is God's fault in creating the tree and putting it in a man's place, in man's way. And then allowing, of course, the serpent to entice man and woman to eat it. All God's plan, all under God's control. Immoral, unintelligent God is the only conclusion. And even if there was such a being as an axiological atheist, I would never worship such a God.